I love this anime. And now that he has a dub, I can finally enjoy it to the full extent of its potential.
I was making my way home after drinking last night.
Gin has a fitting voice for a laid-back, bored-out guy with a dead fish look in his eyes.
Your pupils are dilated.
You should talk, mop-haired creep, because you have the eyes of a dead fish!
He's such a typical main character archetype. It's a joy to see him be such an amazing protagonist for this series. Gintama is relying heavily on its main character to be entertaining and unique.
You mop-headed oaf!
Get off my back! You don't understand the suffering that people with mop tops have to go through!
As if I care, moron!
Thankfully, Gin is an incredible person to follow around, and many people around him are aware of his magnetism. The first episodes were some sort of special, and now we're properly getting introduced to the world of Gintama and its characters.
It's just that was my big intro scene, so I got a little carried away. I kind of went overboard.
First things first, I absolutely love this weird take on Japanese history. After the isolation period, Japan opened its borders to foreigners and experienced a drastic change both in technology and social structure.
Samurai and their swords are all ancient history. How long are you gonna keep acting as if you're still a samurai?
The samurai lost their medieval power and had to integrate in a more progressive imperialistic form of government.
But samurai and swords, all those who once held power here are now perishing one by one.
Here, however, samurai all but forgotten and looked down by the masses, while the US Navy was the one who first opened Japan's border. Here there were a bunch of aliens from the sky who invaded and took control of the country.
Yeah, they're the scary ones who fired cannons at the Edo Castle and forced the country to open up.
Now we have blaster guns, lightsabers, and floating objects below the atmosphere, while the former feudal structure of society has been all but replaced with a more capitalistic regime.
Because of the ban on swords, all of our students have left. Now the two of us are both working part-time jobs.
I love how stereotypical these races of aliens look. If they are sleazebacks who profit from women, then they look like goblins.
It's time to put on your high leg outfit for some hot pot heaven.
Hold on, that's a bit...
Or if they are proud and strong, they take the form of felines and wolves.
I feel kinda sorry for them, because when we got here, the samurai were always spoiling for a fight.
I like how racist and apologetic anime is in general. It's not afraid to depict society as it is, with its clear distinction between social classes and types of people. All anime characters have a certain type, and Gin is such a prime example of this. His appearance is almost a parody for the shonen genre. Gin is easily the greatest anime protagonist that ever was.
Oh, my head is killing me. How is it morning already?
And I'm completely charmed by his apparent indifference in how he treats the world around him. He's a complete slob with no perspective for the future or stable source of income.
I'll get you the rent and both my kidneys next month, so...
He's a drifter, a ronin with no code, who has still retained defined aspects of honor and compassion.
But he was also too honest and honorable to ever be called a thug.
He is a complex character. It is hard to do him justice in a quick summary. However, the anime is constantly giving him opportunities to accentuate his talents and willpower. Episode 3 and 4 introduces the gang and sets the stage for many adventures to come. Election Pachi is a simple man who is trying his best to adopt new social norms while fighting to accept the end of the samurai. He's completely overwhelmed by technology and is not capable of integrating in this new world ruled by aliens entities.
You realize that nobody at all hires samurai anymore? How am I supposed to survive from now on?
I love how much indirect character development is between Gin and Shinpachi as they first interact with each other. Apparently Gin has saved Shinpachi from trouble, but he also has doomed him by making him look as a perpetrator.
How dare you make me take the blame for what you did? Everything's a complete mess because of what you did!
There's so much selfish behavior, and yet still kinda heroic and altruistic. There are some contradictions and moral clarity make this anime so iconic. It portrays real life in an original and kind of appropriate manner.
It just doesn't feel right. I get all cranky if I don't have enough sugar in me.
Hey, you!
Episode 3 might have as well been the introduction to the series. I think it does a better job than the special. But more Gintama can be bad no matter the format.
Always so cold to me. And I'm used to it, but I don't give up so easily.
There's something that sets this particular shonen apart from the other, is how its prominent focuses on character development rather than action. This might be disappointing, and off-putting for certain mainstream audiences, but now that I'm a bit older, I'm really fascinated by this unique take on the genre.
Why were you paying attention to the road?
Don't get so worked up. Chill out and help me find its time machine.
Gintama does have its fair share of events and fighting, but it's never the main aspect or focus of the story. It's mostly about ideology, society, and destiny. Such complex and heavy turns presented in a simplistic, mundane manner, and the show makes it work.
Trying to look all innocent while you're bleeding from your nose? Tell me, were my chocolates tasty?
But there was also this plot about saving Kenpachi's sister from becoming a hooker on a flying nightclub.
As you can see, I happen to have started a new business recently.
Every anime has had a bit of perversion right from the start, I guess to keep us spurs satisfied and engaged. But this highlight gimmick is alright. I much more prefer nudity, but I will take whatever I can from a series.
It'll be a literal hotspot filled to the brim with girls in high leg outfits. We'll ensnare.
Episode 4 adds Kagura to Gin's entourage. As I said before, I kinda dislike her. She's petite and hot in her own way, but I don't appreciate her childish, aggressive personality. She's a complete slob, and this might work for a dude.
So it seems.
When it comes to females, I think it only makes her disgusting.
May I have some extra helpings?
Just how many bowls do you think you've had?
Yeah, her voice is pretty damn good. I mean, the dub version did a very good job, both with her and Shinpachi. Gin is perfect no matter the language she speaks, by the way. As I was saying, Kagura is a very strong and capable warrior. Apparently she comes from a special race of aliens. They are brave for war, and they are naturally gifted with superhuman strength.
They don't look all that different from humans, but they boast phenomenal strength.
Episode 5 serves as an introduction to the political reality of the Gintama world. We have the alien-controlled government and the rebels who are trying to free Japan from that grasp. We get to see Katsura, with a kata I kinda like. He's servable for the story and entertaining at certain moments, but I cannot relate to any of his ideas.
Genseki.
Cobra?
My name is Katsura, not Cobra.
We get a bit of backstory for Gin and witness him to be a capable, driven badass on the battlefield.
Let's do this, Cobra.
My name is Katsura, not Cobra.
This does make him even more interesting, as he adds to his mysterious allure and reluctance to pick a side in any conflict.
Our war against the Amanto is over. How long are you gonna keep clinging on to it?
There's also a reference to Bleach. I guess Gin and Ichigo share some similarities in being strong and handsome young man. Yeah, I like how Gintama is filled with forceful jokes, and some characters are aware they are part of an anime.
Do you happen to have a copy of Bleach?
We only have Gintama.